Dragon Age Inquisition is the first Dragon Age title on the next generation consoles of the Xbox One and PS4. It also comes out on the PC, and if you're in the US, you probably have this arriving on the 18th, which should be tomorrow, the 18th of November 2014. Now, what do we expect in this game? Well, I'll walk you through some expectations. This is just a quick hands-on for the 6-hour trial. Now we're going to hit continue over here, and we're going to see some pretty awesome fireworks happening. I'm sorry, we're going to get a new game going. All right. New game. Let's click on there, and we will see the awesome fireworks that will ensue right there. All right. Now we jump into the character selection screen, and I'm just going to choose a human character to get things moving along. We can basically cycle through some of the other races over here, but we're going to go with humans, pressing the left button and right button to select between the male and female of the species, and we'll go back to human and we'll select that. Now we have an option of a rogue, which is dual wield. We have an option of another rogue, which should be the archer, dual wield rogue, archer rogue, and we have an option of a warrior, which is the two-handed dual wielder, the weapon and shield for our tank, and the mage. So we're gonna go with the weapon and shield, as that is my default. I'm always a tank in any game I play. Now we're gonna go for normal difficulty because we want to be pretty straightforward over here. And there we have our character summary. Apparently, the youngest child of an irrelevant noble house. Wow. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go into the world here. Now, I'll give you a little bit of context. The paladins and the mages are two factions which have no love for each other. Now, they've both decided to have a conclave. You were at the conclave, and the conclave, as we saw, went kaboom. Now, given the fact that the conclave has gone kaboom, everybody's going to try to figure out exactly who did what and when. You are, my friend, the prime suspect of this particular kablooey situation. So what's going to happen here is you're going to wake up in a somewhat mysterious location where you're not quite sure what's happening, and we'll walk you through exactly what ensues after that. We'll walk you through the character creation, and you'll be able to see that. So there you go, waking up in mysterious circumstances after the kablooey effect, or after the decimation of the conclave location. Now we're going to see what happens. You should have some character creation screen here. So yeah, there it is. You have a bunch of head options, and you can just choose one of this by clicking A or selecting A and moving on. But we'll walk you through how to basically go ahead and customize the your particular character. Now let's scroll back to the last character. I kind of like that character. Bald head, few scars on there. Looks a little battle worn. So we're going to go ahead with this particular character here, head number 5. Okay, and we're basically going to select that, and we're going to go to the head and ears selection here. So we get to select what the ear size in. It's by using your left stick and basically scrolling left and right. You can basically increase and decrease the pronouncement of the ear, how pronounced the ears actually are. As you see, as I go left, the ears are more towards the head, and if I go right, the ears are more pronounced, which is being away from the head. Now you use your right stick to navigate, so to basically rotate your character's head left and right. And we'll leave the ears at that position. Now, ear position, we can go, the higher we go, we can use the left stick to basically move up and down. As you move up, the ears basically decrease, and you move down, the ears basically move up on the overall head, as you can see. Earlobes. Now let's experiment with this. Let's increase it to the right. You have more of an earlobe. Increase it to the left. You have less of an earlobe. So we'll give it a little bit of a median range a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. He has enough of an earlobe. As you can see, this is just a few, just a sampling of the options that you have by using that left stick to move up and down. You can change quite a few things on your character's face. You really don't get a lot of customizability on the overall body of your character, but it does give you quite a few tools where you can actually go ahead and modify the look of your particular. You have options for the eyes, the nose, the mouth and jaws, scars and tattoos, as well as makeup on the on your particular character. So we're going to move ahead there: areas, eyes, nose, mouth and jaws, scars, tattoo, and makeup. So we're going to go into scars and tattoos. Now, for the scars and tattoos, you can choose basically what scars you want to see. I'm particularly partial to the scars over the eye, so we choose that. Now you can choose the scar intensity to make it look pretty much like a faded scar or a more intense scar. So we'll go for a more intense scar over here. Moving along, we would go more for basically the horizontal position, the vertical position. We'll just go out of this right now. Now the tattoo design, we can basically change the design of the tattoos on the eye. It's not too pronounced. We can also change the color of the tattoo, basically using the left stick to choose exactly the color and the right stick within that square box to choose exactly what the intensity of the color is going to be. Now we'll get back out of these options over here so we can actually see what the makeup looks like on the eye. The makeup, you have your eyebrow, your eye color, your eye shadow color, your eye shadow intensity. So same options here. You use your left stick to basically navigate the color and the right stick to navigate the intensity of the color which you want. Now, this is just basically just another option you have in modifying your character as you go along. Now you can accept those changes, or you could go back and just accept the default changes. The character name by default is Maxwell. I see no problem with that. We're just going to go ahead with our character name, Maxwell. Now, there you are. Woken up in mysterious circumstances, a glowing lady at the top of the hill. What will you do? Well, I have a feeling you're going to be, giving no options as to what your next course of action would be. Cue in the weird looking spider like enemies. So let's do that. Oh, you're walking. Huh, you think you have a choice? Yes, there they are. All right, run, my friend. Run and run quickly. Well, you're basically going to run to the top of the hill, reach out to these illuminated lady, and you will see what happens next, my friends. Apparently you just came through a portal. And what's the best way to be greeted? With men standing around you with weapons. As always, a good way to start a game, and that is how we jump into, Dragon Age Inquisition. Now we're going to jump into a little bit of gameplay.
So, are you innocent? I don't remember what happened. That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable.
Right, so this is just a little bit of the gameplay here. We're about to basically hit a few enemies here. Now, by clicking on the right stick, you can select your enemy, and your selected enemy will be highlighted with a red outline. Now, as you can see right up to that, your NPC party members basically automatically choose which enemy to attack. Now, we're going to eliminate these enemies which are right next to us. However, we do have these ranged enemies here. And for that, I'm going to show you how to use the tactical screen over here by pressing the share button, which is the button right opposite your menu button on the Xbox gamepad. Now, I can now scroll with my left stick and select an enemy. Now, my current player right now is my range, so I've used my range player, which is the dwarf, to select that enemy. He's going to attack it. Now, I'm going to switch over to my mage. And my mage is probably going to be the best, or should I say, the only other person I have that has range that can attack the wraith on the right over here. So let's try that. We're going to go to the mage. We're going to select the mage. All right, and he's going to attack over there. Now we can zoom around and use the right trigger, as you can see, to advance time. Now we've eliminated the left wraith, and I think we've eliminated the right wraith as well. As you can see, using this tactical view, you can basically get a top-down view of your battle area, so you can actually plan out your tactics, and then also using the right trigger to advance time, take action or basically execute. So as you can see now, I'm now selected my mage character. I can now use the D-pad to basically go up and down and basically cycle through my available characters. I'm cycling through now. I believe I've selected Cassandra, which is my other tank. Right, I can press down and go back to my mage. Now I'm going to hit down again and go to the dwarf rogue, which is a my ranged character. So I have a ranged dwarf, a ranged mage, and a tank, which is Cassandra. Pressing up, I can switch back, cycle back through my characters, and go back to my main character here, Maxwell, I believe. Now we can now find, using the icon at the bottom left there on the minimap, we can find our next point of interest, and finding that next point of interest, we now have the option of attacking these enemies in certain ways. Now I'm going to go back to the tactical screen, and I'm going to use my the options here to basically select how I want to attack or how I want to execute this particular encounter. I can't select that wraith there for some reason, so I'm going to select the wraith, which is over there. I'm going to basically say, hey, let me get a ranged character on that wraith, the furthest wraith away from the group. So we're going to go with let's get a ranged character here. We're going to select the dwarven rogue, and we're going to go ahead and select the farthest range over here, the farthest wraith over there. We're also going to select the mage and attack the farthest wraiths, and then I'm going to say, okay, my current character, my main character, and Cassandra can now attack the closest enemies. So there we go. I've selected the mage right now. I'm going to switch off and go to my main character in a second. Oh, that's the dwarf. No, wrong. Yep, there we are. Cassandra, and now my main character. Now we're using my main character. The camera's following him, as you can tell. Now we've eliminated all our enemies by the tactics I've chosen. Now we're going to go to the rift, and we're going to seal the rift by clicking and holding A. So let's do that. Yes, we're closing this gateway. Right. Now the gateway is closed. All in all, this is a pretty interesting game so far. It does a really good job of translating what we would normally use as a PC controls when it comes to the battle sequence or the fight sequences. Now, it makes it a lot easier to go in there and select characters, use your special abilities, upgrade your abilities. It does a pretty decent job. So far, I'm actually pretty impressed. As you can tell, this is just the beginnings of the game. It gives you the option of actually going into the character record and basically upgrading your character. No, that's the map. Let's go back into the character records. There we go. You can go ahead and you can select basically what tactics you want, what abilities you want to upgrade. I'm going to go and select basically the sword and board, which is a weapon and shield, and then it gives you a tutorial of it, basically how you can select and go through that. So it's your basic RPG options here. So you're not basically encountering anything new. But as you can see, the graphics here is pretty amazing. The ease of use is actually pretty straightforward, especially for an RPG of this scale on a console. I'm actually pretty impressed with how the game handles so far. No lag whatsoever. The controls are not disjointed. It makes sense to use. Well, once again, this is Sam for Booredatwork.com, and this is Dragon Age Inquisition. It's coming out tomorrow, November October 18th, 2014. And I hope you guys make your basically make your purchasing decision based on this quick hands-on from the game. We'll go ahead and we'll continue playing here, and we'll give you more on our impressions of the game as we go ahead in, should I say, as we go forward in using, or should I say, playing the Dragon Age Inquisition. Keep an eye and an ear out for our review when we finally get some extended hands on with Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, enjoy your entertainment.